solve another Leetcode problem 2425 bitwise XOR of all pairings. So for this problem, we are given two zero-indexed arrays, nums 1, nums 2, consisting of non-negative integers. So this is what we are given. They are all positive integers, and it can also has a 0. Yeah, positive and a 0. There exists another array, nums 3. So what is the nums 3? It is the bitwise XOR of all pairings of integers between nums 1 and nums 2. So it means every integer in nums 1 is paired with every integer in nums 2 exactly once. So what is this meaning? So for example, there are 3 numbers inside nums 1 and 4 numbers inside nums 2. So how many numbers if they do such kind of a pairing? So 2 with the first one, second one, third one, and fourth one. So in total, there are going to be 12 numbers. Yeah, and finally, it's going to be the bitwise all of those 12 numbers, and it's going to be 13. Yeah, so exactly how can we do that? Can we use brute force? No, we cannot do that because nums 1 and nums 2 dot less is 10 to the power 5. Definitely it didn't work. Yeah. Now, before solving the problem, we need to do some mathematical calculations. So for example, inside nums 1, it is A1 and A2. And inside nums 2, it's going to be B1 and B2. So what is all the combinations? So it is A1, B1, A1 XOR B1, XOR A1 XOR B2, and XOR A2 B1 and A2 B2. So how many combinations? 1, 2, 3, 4. And then finally we're gonna have the XOR. As we know that if this is an XOR operation, basically we can change the positions. So this means it's gonna be A1 XOR A1 and XOR A2 XOR A2 and XOR B1 XOR B1 and B2 and B2, and that is also XOR. Yeah. So if we can get something like that, so this means in this example, basically it means it's gonna be the XOR of nums 1 2 times and XOR of nums 2 with 2 times. But this is only in this example. Yeah. So what about our example? So it's gonna be XOR of nums 1, how many times? It depended on the length of the nums 2. So it means it's gonna be 4 times. So what about nums 2? So it's gonna be 3 times because this is dependent on the length of the nums 1 because nums 1 is the length is 3. So this is gonna be 3 times. Yeah. So in this way we can solve the problem. But that also gonna have the time limit exceeded because there are gonna be too many numbers. So basically, if there are 4 times of this number, it is a 0. If there's 3 times, it is only this array. Yeah, because, so for example, 10 XOR 10, it's going to be 0. If we have another XOR 10, so it's going to be 10. Yeah, so this means if it is 3, if it is odd, it's going to be 1. If it is even, so the length is going to be 0. So in this way, we can solve the problem easily. Yeah. So if you already know the calculation behind it, now we can start programming. I'm gonna prepare a nums, so it's gonna be basically nums 1 plus nums 2. Yeah, but for nums 1, it needs to time the length of nums 2, and for nums 2, it's gonna times the length of the nums 1. And we're going to prepare a result 0, and we're going to check all the nums, and we're going to use the XOR with all the number inside the nums. So finally, we're going to return the result. Now let me just run it to have a check if it works. As you can see, it works. Yeah, but definitely we cannot submit it because this is too long. So we need to use a modular with a 2. So this one also modular with a 2, so it can be 0 or it can be 1, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, you know. So if it is 1, so the array length is going to be 1. It's going to be nums 2. Yeah. So if it is 0, it's going to be nothing. So this is why we're going to use this kind of a mathematical calculation. Otherwise, we cannot pass because it's going to be time limit exceeded. Yeah. Now let me just submit it. As you can see, it works. Now let me submit it. As you can see, it passed for all testing cases, and it's pretty fast because the time complexity is just ON. Yeah, yeah, because it doesn't matter how long the length of nums 2 is. If the length is 4, 6, 8, it is okay because it is even, so definitely it's going to be 0. So this is why we're going to use this kind of calculation. If it is odd, so definitely we don't need to use 3 or 5, we just need to use a length of nums2. That is okay. Yeah, I think that's all about this problem. Thank you for watching. See you next time.